My name is Miles Ford. We're with Triple Bottom Line Construction, based out of Seattle. We specialize in whole home remodels, energy efficiency, and passive house new construction. Before we came to Aspire, we were working on what we thought was best practice in terms of what was working for us. We had a lot of experience within the co-founders of the company, which was very helpful. And there was a certain amount of systemization that we put into place. The process that we've learned here takes what was a good process and just polishes it. And there's nothing wrong with continually coming back and polishing it and reviewing what you're doing. But when we came on board with Aspire, we got to see a really well thought out, documented process that we could pick and choose from to address the areas that were not working in our existing process and refine those. And working with the coaching staff basically made us, or allowed us to make really major changes quickly. The strategic action plan really allows us to break down each aspect of the business and determine which are the areas that we're good at and which are the areas that really need attention now. We act as islands as contractors. We want to do our work and we focus very much internally. When you know you can reach out to a coach who's talking to contractors across the country, if I say, hey Rory, what do I do with this problem? If he doesn't know the answer, he has a bank of people that he can go to, not just within the Aspire coaching team, but also in the Aspire network of contractors all across the country. So whether I know it or not, I could be learning from somebody doing business great in Georgia or Florida or Texas or California, and I can apply those principles to what we're doing in Seattle. Our estimating process, which is very closely linked with our sales process, is that we start with what we call a good faith estimate, and that range is something that we work up on and try and get out relatively quickly. Working with Aspire means to say that we're now getting that out much faster because the speed estimator is helping and it's allowing us to basically give our clients information quickly that increases their trust in us. And then through the PSA, or what we call the pre-construction contract, we then refine that down into a fixed price bid. So the level of transparency is far higher for our clients, the level of trust therefore is far higher for our clients, and we're converting far more of those to actual contracts. The PSA system and the pre-construction is the key. If we put a lot of time and effort into the pre-construction or the PSA system, not only are we getting ourselves and our clients cost certainty, but we're getting specification certainty, which means to say that everybody who's about to go into this remodel or this construction project knows exactly what they're going to get. The big thing was working on the killer sales proposals, the KSP1, KSP2. We've implemented systems now by which we're gaining a lot more information before we sit down with the client at a site visit. And then once we go to that site visit, we've now got a document which we can take and share with our clients to really outline who we are, what our process is, and what the benefits for our clients are. The marketing has been great, the KSP has been great. I run the financials for 3BLC. I was always aware where the cliff was because you know you've got a certain amount of work to keep your crew busy for a certain number of weeks or months ahead, but what's coming next? The cash flow template and the process basically means to say that I can look a long way out, and working with our coaches and defining what our product mix is going to be, I now can see way, way, way ahead, 7, 8, 9, 12 months, often 2 years ahead in terms of exactly what's coming down the pipeline. So I can sleep better at night knowing that I've got work planned, or I've got to basically close that deal to make sure the company's going to be set for the next 12 months. So using the labor burden rate and linking it to the cash flow profile and then our AI template means to say that I've got all the data I need to determine exactly what we're going to be looking for in 3 to 6 months' time. So again, working with my production manager, who's going to run this job when we land that contract? Do we need another project manager? Are we okay for carpenters? Who's going to be the site super? And if we don't have an answer, then I get the advantage of knowing maybe we've got 3 months to find somebody. So again, it means to say it makes my hiring process much easier. I just have much more confidence in knowing what the future looks like for the company. And regardless of what's happening in the economic situation, I can see where my next 6 to 12 months is looking like because I have these tools. Our gross profit has increased by $1 million. So we're seeing an increase, I think, of it's about 70% in gross sales. Our net profit has gone up by about 5 percentage points. When we ran the numbers, it works out to pretty much 50% of a full-time member of staff. But you get more than just a singular person. You get a system, you get a method, you get a network of people, you get a knowledge base, which is far greater than a single person is going to bring to your company. So in terms of return on investment, it's a no-brainer.